Welcome to another segment of Board Game Bites. Alright, you guys, welcome back. My name is Bailey. This is After Evenfall, a channel all about inspiring you to embark on adventures of home. We go over board games and all sorts of fun things. Today we are doing a segment of Board Game Bites, which is where I give 5 mini reviews of games that I've played and what we thought of them. So I was sent a few games this time. I am going to start with game number 1, and that is Scales of Fate. I was sent this game by Ivy Studios, which shout out to them. I'm so grateful for any of these companies for sending me games. So Scales of Fate is a 2-player strategy and deduction game where you are demigods. Well, you're given 2 demigods at the beginning of the game, and you have to keep those a secret from the other player. Now, throughout the game, you will be moving other demigods around the board, and the other player is going to be trying to figure out which demigods are yours. And in the meantime, there are points, or there's like a point tracker around the edge of the board. And your goal or your objective for the game is either to have your demigods be far enough apart that you score the amount of points between them, or to have them on the exact same space by the end of the game. Super fun game. Now, I liked Veiled Fate, and this is an expansion, not expansion. This is a Veiled Fate world game. So it takes place in the same world as Veiled Fate, but it's not the same game. Any of you who might not have liked Veiled Fate, I would actually recommend that you play Scales of Fate first, because I would say it takes anything that was maybe loosey-goosey about Veiled Fate and it really hones it and makes it so much better. It is 2-player, and I liked Veiled Fate. I love Scales of Fate. I think it's an excellent game. There are also servants that you'll be placing throughout the game that will activate certain rows or columns or demigods that are placed adjacent. You'll be placing these action tiles out and then demigods on top of them. And then there are like these god tiles you can flip over to activate certain actions, like once per game. It feels, like I said, very reminiscent of Veiled Fate because it is the same art style. It has a lot of the same verbiage, but it's not the same game. I don't want anyone to ever think that it's the same game, because this is not a 2-player version of Veiled Fate. This is a different game. It plays different. It's so unique. I don't think I've ever played anything like it. And as far as social deduction goes to it, I love that aspect. I think it does such a good job at it, because there are some games I've played with the social deduction. I'm a big deduction game fanatic, and there are some that I played where it doesn't execute it quite as well. Scales of Fate is not one of those. I love it. So the game will be played over the span of 3 ages. And as always, when it comes to Ivy Studio, the components, even for the prototype copy, which is what I have upstairs in my house, are phenomenal. They all have this gold foil on them. I know that they're trying to produce them with metal token pieces, and they are going to be above and beyond fantastic. I already know that because they've done such a good job with all their other games. Now, if you've seen my top 100 videos, you know that Ivy Studios is one of my all-time favorite companies. They do such a good job. Their people are great. I've been in communication with a few of the members of their team, and they have been awesome from day one. And that is Scales of Fate. I'm going to keep calling it Veiled Fate, but it's not. Scales of Fate. All right, so my next game. This one was mailed to me. I hesitate to call it a game because it's kind of more of a puzzle. I thought it was a board game at first before I got it, and then it arrived to me. It comes in an envelope. This game is called Cryptic Killers. And now this one, I got the one that's, I think it's Mansion of Maryvale. Let me see. Sorry. This one is Murder at Maryvale Manor. Now, in Cryptic Killers, I'm going to be a little bit vague about my descriptions of this because I don't want to give away the end of it because it is a once through, and it is one of those games where there are going to be things that you have to find out in order to win the game. Although I hesitate to call it a game, I really think that it's more of a puzzle. If you like crime shows, this is kind of like the grunt work of the crime shows, or like the desk work. This is where you're getting bits of evidence in a file, and you're going to go through all of that evidence and utilize some online resources to try to find out who the killer was in a past case. Now, my case that I received, the Murder at Maryvale Manor, took place in 1927 when there was a automobile racer, and this is all fictional, There was an automobile racer that fell off of a balcony and landed on top of a statue that pierced her. She died. Anyway, throughout the game, you've got a list of suspects that you're trying to narrow down who committed the murder. Each of them has motives, and it's very fascinating. I will say, I think that this plays better with a lot of people. I think you would be much better off playing this in a big group setting as kind of like an escape room kind of night, where you have it with a big party. Everyone gets bits of the evidence that you read through and then you discuss. Because if you're playing this alone, like I did, I went through all the evidence by myself. It took me a very long time. It is a lot of reading. So if you can spread that out between a lot of different people, it's going to make it so much easier, because there are so many little details you have to pick up on and read through, and that can make it kind of hard. However, I really, really enjoyed it. I thought, like I said, it was very much like the grunt work of police work, where you're doing a lot of the detective stuff on the side. I've played some other crime games where you are going out and you are, Lucky Duck has one, where you're going out and you're investigating and talking to suspects. This one, because it happened over half a century ago, almost a century ago, in the storyline, you don't have the opportunity to interview suspects. You're just trying to solve a cold case. And it's very interesting. I would give it 3.5 stars. I did not love it. It's at a solo level, but I think, again, it would be great with a lot of people, especially if you're having a party themed around it. And that is Cryptic Killers. All right, so my next game on my list is one that was sent to me by Awaken Realms, and this is a redo of an older game. And we actually have the older game. I've mentioned this in my top 100 video because this game did make it in there. And my mom owns the older copy of this game. This game is called Puerto Rico. Now, in Puerto Rico, this is kind of an action selection game where you are trying to grow your farm on Puerto Rico and also grow the town. There are like 6 or 7 different actions you can take on a turn. The first player will select the action. Everyone has to take that action. Then the next player will pick an action. Everyone gets to take that action. The mayor allows you to hire people to put on your farm that will allow you to gain resources on certain turns. There is also a builder that allows you to pay a certain amount of money to build buildings. There's a trader with a D, not Trait. There's a trader that allows you to take your resources that you have and sell them to the market. And then there's also a captain, which allows you to ship goods out to earn points for the end of the game. Now, I grew up on Puerto Rico, so I am a little impartial to it. We have the really, really old edition, or my mom does. I grew up on the older edition, and then we took like a 10-year hiatus where I didn't play it at all. So it's been really fun to get back into it with this Awaken Realms copy. I personally love this game. My husband was not as into it. My mom likes it. She didn't love it because she compares everything to Catan, and she thinks Catan is the best. So nothing can beat Catan for her. But I love the new components with the Awaken Realms version. There are these fantastic 3D ships that you can put your goods on, and your goods are 3D. And they're like these 3D buildings, which the buildings maybe not so necessary on, but I love them anyway. They're so detailed. And I have the Awaken Realms copy of Castles of Burgundy. I have the terrain pack right there. But they have these awesome 3D pieces that are just fantastic quality, and I've always been so impressed with them. I love the upgraded stuff. I'm a sucker for upgraded stuff. I will always pay extra to have upgrades added to my games. I like to go through them one at a time and add storage and upgrading them. I think that Awaken Realms has just blown this one out of the water. I love the art on it. It looks fantastic, and that is Puerto Rico. All right, my next game. I love this game. I can't talk about it enough. Oh, also Puerto Rico, and I probably should say this too. Scales of Fate, I'd give it 4.5 stars. Puerto Rico, I'd give it 4.5 stars as well. Okay, Toriki is my next game. This is a game by Lucky Duck Games that was sent to me by them, and it is an app-driven discovery game where you arrive on this stranded island and there's a storyline associated with it. I would call it a minor campaign game. It's not full-blown. It's a 6-hour campaign, 8 hours at most, and then you're done with it and you can put it away. You can give it to someone else. which is what we've been doing in our family. We've been cycling the game all around my extended family right now. We love it. It's such an approachable campaign game. You arrive on this deserted island, and you have to go around to each of these different hexagon spaces, and each of them is going to have a different resource you can pull from them to use later in the game to craft items or to help you to discover new things and get off of the island eventually is their goal. You're trying to find as much stuff as you can. You can play through it more slowly. You can play through it quickly. And both, they're so fun. It's so fun. Listen, I have a lot of kids, right? I've said it before on the channel. I actually have 6 children. So I'm pretty I have a lot of experience in the realm of what kids do and don't like. And Toriki has been one of the best games I've played with my older children. My oldest is under the age of 10, and I played this with my older 3, and we loved it. My kids keep begging me to get it out and play over and over again, even though they know all the answers and they want to play it all the time, and they know where everything goes, they know what's going on in the game. It doesn't matter. They still want to play it. They still want to get that little raft out and go search the ocean to try to find where the octopus went. They still want to go find out what happened to the crocodile. They love this game. I love this game. I said this in my top 100 videos game too. I really want Lucky Duck to make a ton of different versions of this game. I would love it if they would have a whole line of them. I would buy all of them because I think it's such a good family weight game, and it's so good if you want to have family bonding night. You can play with up to 4 people, and it is so stinking fun. And that is Toriki. All right, so my last game on the list is another one that I included in my top 100 video. Here's a little bit more of a deep dive, and that is Explorers of Navoria. So Explorers of Navoria is played over the course of either 3 or 4 rounds. I think it's 3 though. And at the beginning of the round, everyone gets to draft these little tokens out of the bag. You get to draft 2 of them, or alternatively, you can pick one up off of a separate section of the board. I'll explain that in a minute. And then one of the tokens, they're going to be 2 different colors, or maybe they're the same color. And there's a whole section of cards that you can draft from. And they're all those cards have different colors that they're associated with. There's pink, green, yellow, blue, etc. And if you draw a blue token, you got to place it down on the blue section and draft a blue card. Or if you have a blue and a yellow, you can pick which one you want, and then the other one goes out in the center of the town. And you'll draft one of those cards. And it's kind of combo-y in the way your cards work a little bit. It's not quite as combo-y as maybe Wondrous Creatures is, or what's another really combo-y game that I have? Empires of the North. That one's really combo-y. But it's got this, there are cards that get activated between rounds that give you coins. There are cards that allow you to move. There are cards that allow you to gain more resources. And then you also have this section of the board that has resources available to you, or not resources available to you. As you gather resources, you can put it in these top sections, and once you've fulfilled a requirement, like having 3 of one type of resource, you get to activate that section of the board, of your board, and you get to take the actions associated with it. You have this other guy throughout the game that you'll be walking 3 separate guys on 3 separate trails, a mountain trail, a tree trail, and a desert trail. And your guys will be wandering these trails and trying to hit certain objectives and build trading posts to help you activate stuff better. There are 5 million ways to score points in this game, and I absolutely love it. It is such a good game, and it's definitely not, I was expecting it to be more Root adjacent because it does have that kind of art style. I actually think it's definitely easier and more approachable than Root. It is not even close to the same game. It's not even produced by the same company, or even the art is not even done by the same artist. But I think that this game is so extra. I love it. I love it so much. It's one of my all-time favorites. I would love it if they put it on BGA. I love the vibrant art is just fantastic. And then all the components are great. I love the resource management of it and how that allows you to activate all the combo-y stuff. You get these turns that just feel huge, and it's great. I love the solo play of this one too. I've played this one solo quite a few times now, just because I think it's such a fun game. I love to pull it out, set it up, play it. It's super, for me, it flows really well. For my husband, he said it's a little more complicated to learn. I did not feel that way. I felt like it was kind of fairly easy, but that's just me. And that is Explorers of Navoria. Now, kind of a PSA for you guys. That wraps up all my games for the Board Game Bite segment. Just with having the new baby and stuff. That makes me sound like I'm 12. So with having our new baby, life has just become a lot more hectic, and I'm just finding it's getting harder and harder to keep up with this channel, especially because I don't want to be accepting games in if I can't consistently make videos for those companies that I would like to be making. Right now I strictly do board game review videos so that I can stay honest with you guys. That's really important to me. And life is just getting really, really crazy. So I am probably going to be taking a bit of a hiatus from the channel. It might be for a long time. It might not be. I'm not quite sure. I might just upload videos here and there when I can. But for the most part, I'm going to be pulling back from taking any copies that are for a review from any game developers, just because I don't want to commit to something that I can't follow through on. And then, in addition, I'm probably not going to be doing these videos as often. I know that's kind of a sad thing, but it's just, I need to dedicate more time to my family right now. It's kind of hard to keep up on everything, and I hope you guys all can understand. I have loved building this channel with you all, and I have loved having all of you join in and to start to meet people. I will still consistently probably be playing on BGA for a while, so if anyone wants to play games against me on BGA, you can. I might continue to run my Instagram channel as well, so if you want to take a look at that, I think that's in my YouTube description. It should be. I just upload little snippets of the games that we're playing every now and again. And yeah, so if you guys have any questions or anything, put it in the description below. I would love to answer them while I can. But yeah, I'm going to be taking quite the pause on this channel. And I hope you guys can all understand, and I appreciate you all so much and how far you've helped me come and how much support I've received from the channel overall. You guys are so amazing, and I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I hope again to see you sometime here in the After Evenfall community again. See ya!